What is going on, everybody? Holy crap. Feels good to be back on a motorcycle. I feel like I haven't ridden forever, and I won't lie, it took me a hot minute to convince myself that I was gonna ride today, and I don't know why. It's been a lot like that lately, where it's just like, do I really feel like riding today? I don't know. And it's really weird because I think it's mostly just because that I'm battling myself internally with like the whole like, what if I just want to ride today rather than record, to dictate between if I want to ride or if I just want to make a video. Life's hard. Life's hard. Finally back on the H2. I'm sure you guys appreciate that. I haven't been riding this very much at all lately. I've been riding the DRZ more than anything. Hold on, I'm stuck behind this truck here. I'm gonna fix that. Oh, there we go. That's better. Another reason I created VDuck was just so that I knew, because like it gets hard to ride on motorcycles during December because it gets cold. So I try to fill like the cracks with not all motorcycle content, you know? Am I really doing a 90? But I digress. Let's talk about the subject at hand here, and this is gonna be a hard one for me to talk about, mostly because of pride. Alright, so I haven't consulted Thine Yami about this, but the Yami noob about this idea yet, so I'm hoping he's chill with it. But here's what's going on. For those who've been around the channel long enough and been on YouTube long enough in the motorcycle community, you're familiar that there was a YouTube beef between me and another YouTuber for a while. And basically what happened is that there was some feuding and misunderstandings between him, Jake, and myself. And we basically squashed that, you know. We grew up and we squashed that, and we were like, whatever, it's behind us now. And then he got into an accident with a head-on collision with a Porsche, and due to my own arrogance, essentially, I was a fucking dickhead about it. I'm not gonna even beat around the bush. A lot of people were around for that video. I mean, I think most people just enjoyed the beef and the drama just because it's funny, you know. It doesn't really personally involve anybody else other than just commenting and enjoying the beef, you know. People like drama and whatnot, and I had a great time doing it, you know. I had a great time being an asshole. There's a period in time where I really enjoyed being a savage, quote unquote, and just like I kind of really enjoyed the whole ripping someone else apart. And I'm mature enough to admit it now that it was probably just due to my own arrogance, or I don't know even how to describe it now, because I was just being a fucking dick, for lack of a better term, man. You know, being an asshole and ripping on someone, you know. There's a lot of other YouTubers doing stuff like that at the time. H3, he was doing these like breakdowns of other YouTubers' ridiculous videos or commercials and stuff like that. iDubbbz was making these like content cops where he's just tearing apart other people, and it seemed to be the hot trend. And like I said, I was having fun being a dick, and you know, during probably the roughest time in this guy's life, you know, fucking he hit this car head on, and I'm not gonna defend his riding. We all do stupid stuff on the road, me very much included. I'm not immune to that. Well, during the hardest time in this guy's life, being fucking crippled and beaten down, I was an asshole, man. I made a video calling him names and being just a piece of shit about it, you know. And that was, God, that's got to be like over a year ago now, maybe longer. I still had the ZX-10 at the time. I never meant for that video to come off as me being like some sort of preachy asshole, like I'm the high and mighty, but it definitely came off that way. I look back at it now and I kind of cringe at that video. A couple of weeks ago, maybe pushing a month or two ago now, someone posted a comment, which they do all the time on my Instagram. They just like they're little shades at other YouTubers and stuff like that, and it's usually all fun and games. But this one was directed towards Yami Noob, you know, throwing shade at him, and I commented back, just kind of edging him on a little bit, you know, the guy kind of like, you know, throwing a little elbow, still being a dick, you know. It's not something that I ever really thought about. It was just something like, haha, good joke, memes, bang bang. Like almost immediately after that, I get a message from all people, Yami Noob, you know. He saw the comment and he's like, dude, what the fuck, man? This was forever ago, you're still harping on me for this shit? And I was kind of like, fuck, he's right, man. I've been really milking that, you know. I felt like such a piece of shit when I realized that. I was like, he's fucking over it. I need to grow the fuck up and I need to be over it. It made sense to me. This is gonna come down to a lot of like internal moral compass kind of deal here in a second, and you being the judge, you can hand me the pen or the sword here anytime. It's an internal mental quarrel with me because, you know, like I said, at the time I meant everything that I said and I was having fun, and it wasn't my problem. I wasn't the one who was hurt, you know. I'm like, well, you know, I'm just some fucking internet asshole. What do I care? You know, at the time, it wasn't my problem. I wasn't the one who was hurt. Why does it affect me? You know, just being super selfish. And I thought about this, and by the way, he has no idea I'm making this video. I'm gonna tell him about it before I post it. You know, that's about as far as that's gonna go. You know, I don't want him to think that I'm, you know, I'm trying to yanked every last drop out of this squirrel because this is the last video I'll ever make about it. Fucking 15-minute rant I went on about this guy who, like I said, probably the worst time of his life. You know, he can't ride bikes, can barely drive a car at the time. Thankfully, he's healed up a lot since. You know, he sends me this message and I'm like, holy shit. You know, I knew I was being an asshole, but I didn't realize I was being that big of an asshole. And it's crazy to think about like how much I've changed over just the year with YouTube, because I think about that situation completely differently now. Because I don't feel the same about it anymore. You know, obviously I think I figured out what really fucked with me the most is that I realized I was like, you know, we're all not invincible, not even a little bit. Park this shit right here. I'll be right back, guys. Got what I need. I think the reason why I feel like I need to clarify with everything nowadays, like I feel like I can't do anything on YouTube without someone being like, oh, this is sponsored, or someone paid you to do this. Like, not every company that I shout out is sponsored. Kind of a weird thing. Maybe I've lost my trust with my viewers. I just try to have fun. I've really changed the way I do things in the past couple months, and it may not be appreciated by all, but it's kind of weeding people out, which is good, I guess. I've been doing YouTube in the way that I want to rather than the way that I feel like YouTube wants me to. Does that make sense? Like, I don't give a fuck about the algorithm anymore. My videos aren't hitting for shit anyway. I'm just doing YouTube the way I think I would like YouTube to be done. Make content for my friends and viewers, and if you don't like it, you don't watch it. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Without being a dick, he was basically like, grow the fuck up. And I'm like, you know what, man, you're right. And I apologize to him for all the shit that I said. I made fucking t-shirts with, actually that's still kind of funny. It's fucked up, and let's be honest, man, Yemi's a good guy, you know, as far as I know. Did he make a dumb mistake? Yeah, like, how many dumb mistakes have I made over the years on YouTube? A fucking million, you know? So if that's the worst that guy has, is that he fucking got into a motorcycle accident, that's really not a big deal, you know? I can recognize the fact that I was being too much. So since then, like, believe it or not, like, him and I have been talking quite a lot. Like, I talk with him more than some of the other people like I follow consistently on YouTube and stuff like that. And it's funny because, like, on Instagram, if you follow either one of us on Instagram, you'll see us kind of go back and forth in the comments. He'll say something on my post, I'll say something on his post, and like we'll just kind of crack jokes at each other. And I think people don't know, like, obviously people haven't figured it out. Some people are like, oh, cool. And I was gonna wait till we did like an absolutely ridiculous video together. Like, essentially what he was talking about doing was like, let's just fuck with people and come out with a random video where we're in it together. And I was like, that's fucking genius. Like, that would be hilarious if we just randomly were in videos with each other and nobody explained it, you know. I thought that would have been great. But how his schedule works probably and how my schedule works, that shit ain't happening anytime soon. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be able to get out to Texas. I doubt he's got any plans to come to Georgia anytime soon, so I'd just get out in the clear now before people are like, what are you guys, fucking gay? Because we are. One thing I want to make clear is that I've never considered myself a moral compass as far as anything. I hate that people found my video preachy, and I hate the way that it kind of came off as preachy. So I apologize to both Yami and everybody else that I got all fucking butthurt about, because at the time, man, I was just having fun. And I certainly wasn't the most mature person in the world. I'm still not the most mature person in the world, but it's time to bury the fucking hatchet and move on. I'm sure there's gonna be comments that are gonna say like, oh, now I can watch him again. It's not like, I never wanted that split to happen to begin with. That's never was my goal, is to make it seem like you had to choose between either his videos or my videos. I've hated that. If you find something enjoyable, don't change that on account of me. I'm just some fucking dickbag on a motorcycle. I've tried to make that clear from day one. I need to get one little good pull here, because I'm on the H2 and, you know. Oh yeah, it's cold. Boost making weather. God, that was at like fucking 50% throttle too. That was nowhere near hammering it. H2s are slow. You can't even really get on this fucking thing in second gear. Third gear, if you start down low, you can, but like really, it just wants to pick up and go. There we go. A little bit more controllable there, but that was probably 50% throttle. It's kind of just not fun to ride. People are gonna crucify me for that. I've got a video coming out about this thing. I'm not getting rid of it or anything like that, don't get me wrong. I decided a little while ago that I don't want to get rid of this thing for several reasons. It's kind of just a nice bike to have. You know, if I'm like, oh, I want to go fast, just crack out the H2. But like from point A to point B, cruising around, it's not exactly fun to ride. People won't get that if you've never ridden like a super fast bike, or you know, if that's like your only thing you care about is going super fast, and maybe you like it. But like around town, man, look at this Rudolph looking motherfucker. And real quick, let me circle back around because I feel like I have so much unsaid things that I can't articulate very well, mostly because I'm dumb. I hope you guys can also recognize that, like, why I'm circling back around and kind of closing that door. Yami and I are friends now, and that video made a lot of views, which kind of brings me to my last point about the whole fight, as I haven't decided whether or not to take the video down. This is where it comes back to that whole moral compass thing. It's like, I'm a firm believer that what I said at the time I meant. I truly believe what I said at the time. Whether or not it was right, I've only removed 2 videos from YouTube in my entirety. I've only removed 2 videos, and it took a lot of convincing for me to remove those 2 videos. And actually one of those is back up. When we were under investigation from the FAA for shooting a gun out of an airplane, I removed that video, but Mark told me to put it back up. I was like, are you sure? Because this is like some pretty, incriminating shit. He's like, nah, fuck it. So we left it up. So, I mean, it's like the FAA had access to the video anyway, I'm sure. So there's only technically been 1 video that I've removed from YouTube and kept off YouTube, and, you know, good luck finding that one. Kind of like, you know, should I delete it or at least make it private? Because A, I feel differently now, and I don't want people to click on that video not knowing who either one of us are and get the wrong impression about both of us. While I'm nobody, some people might watch that video and think to themselves like, damn, you know, who is this fucking Yami guy? What a piece of shit. Or someone might watch that video and go like, who's this fucking DOITWITHDAN guy? This guy's a real piece of shit. 15 minutes of me bitching about someone. So that's the only reason that I want to take it down. I've considered privating it. I don't really care about the monetization thing. I'll take monetization off of it no matter what I do, just out of principle. I'm very iffy about taking videos down because what YouTube is for me is a catalog of me as a person that I can go back and watch and see like how much I've changed. And if you go back and watch some of my like older videos to one of my newer videos, you can definitely see the evolution of like my my personality. And it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. I go watch a video and go, ugh. Or like go watch one of my old wheelie videos, I'm like, ugh. You know, no back brake, standing up on the back seat. Like, what is wrong with me? How about this? You guys tell me what you think is appropriate, because I don't know in this situation. I've never been put in this situation before. I'm sure Yami doesn't really give 2 fucks either way. I would never tell him to take down a video about me. As a matter of fact, he actually has a really funny video about me after we originally squashed the beef the first time. It's like a day in the life of Do With Dan. A lot of short jokes, a lot of America stuff. Good stuff. And if you're watching this, man, and you don't understand like why I'm recapping this, you know, I can't force anybody to understand. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be people that are like, man, fuck that, he's a fucking prick, or you know your video was good, or you know, I don't really care about all that. There's only 2 people that I've wronged in my YouTube career. Not even just that, actually. Like, there's only 2 people in my life that I feel like I've truly just been a pure asshole to him, and he's one of them. And I feel really good to say that I've apologized. I don't know if that makes up for it, but I feel really good to at least know that I've apologized. That only leaves 1 person left, and I don't know when I'm gonna get to that. It's hard manning up and being an adult about shit. That's what I tell people, man. Sometimes you just gotta fucking grow up and be a man. I don't mean transvestite, whatever. I also want to say thank you to everybody who said nice words about my figure lately. I'm down like 15 pounds. My bench is up to 305 pounds. I've been working really hard at like being less of a fat piece of shit, and people are saying they notice things, and whether or not that's true, I don't care. You make me feel good on the inside, even if you lie to me. I want to make sure I covered everything because I'm not going to continue the video after this. It takes a lot of work to reach out to people who you're pretty sure don't like you, you know, and being like, what the fuck, you know? So there's a lot to be said for that. He said he's totally not going to shoot me in the face.